Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. Gorilla Guitar Repair here. And what we have on the bench today is this here blue bass-a-majig with custom neon strings. Those sound better. I don't know. But this is in because we are going to defretify this here bass and make it into a fretless model. So we're going to pull out all these frets, put some wooden strips in there, hopefully not destroy the fingerboard, but you never know. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. Stay tuned. See ya! All right, give you guys a little bit of a flyover here and check out what this thing is. It's a Squier precision bass. And yeah, our customer decided they would like to try fretless. So instead of going and finding one, we're gonna defretify this neck. So we're gonna, I think we're putting flat wounds back on it. So we're gonna take off these custom super duper extra bright, and visually anyway, these things actually sound kind of dead to me. I've never been a fan of coated bass strings because they always do this where they get flakes off and they just sound dead. Although I guess if you like that bass tone, cool. So yeah, let's get these. Oh, wait a minute. We must turn on vintage lumens generator with custom red subscribe button. Nailed it. You guys do the same. I appreciate it. We're over 4,200 people, I believe. Well, I haven't looked in a little while. So yeah, let's get on with it. Loosen up the strings. Where's my Bosch? Where'd my drill go? Huh, I am missing. I wonder where drill went. No. That's odd. Somebody borrow my drill after hours? Huh, alright. Wait, oh, I see it. It's over here. There it is. Found it. What's it doing over here? Incoming Bosch. So yeah. Sorry, hit the button there when I set the gimbal down and accidentally shut you guys off. We don't want that. Get that. Whoa. Hold on. There we go. Didn't have it lined up right. Alright. I guess we'll save these strings if he wants them, maybe. I don't know. They're probably pretty toasty. But we're just going to take the neck off, do most of this without it even on the bass. But for right now, it's much easier to take the tuners off. Well, it's attached to the body. Do that. Get these off of here. So many screws. Right here, let's back this up a little bit. Get you guys a little better angle. There we go. That's better, right? So, anyone out there ever do this? Do a fretless conversion? I've done it a couple of times before. It's always come out pretty nice. I think we're going to use some maple strips. We have some maple veneer kicking around here somewhere. And it works very well. I did it once with that plastic wood stuff, and it came out pretty good. Oh, come on. There we go. That one's a little stripped, wasn't it? Take these off, set them aside. I need to bag up those screws so I don't lose them, but first let's pop the neck off as long as we're right here. Take it off the stand. There we go. That, you guys want to see the back of that? There we go. Nothing really of interest there. Put that back. Flip this back over. There we are. I have no issues with Squier basses. I think they make a fine instrument for the money. And let me double check my work order, make sure we're swapping strings. Oh, these are so dead. Wow, look at all the coating's been worn off. Can't imagine that's great for the intonation. So let me just double check, make sure we're not using this, because sometimes bass players tend to cheap out on things like strings. All right, ready, set, pause. All right, we are indeed changing this to flat wound strings. So we can just clip off these things there. Again, pretty crappy right now. And I think also there was an issue where the tone knob is basically acting like a on-off or something, so we have to investigate that afterwards. I think a lot of this is going to be time-lapsed. Imagine we're going to have people coming in soon anyway, but there's going to be a lot of boring sanding going on for this particular project. So let's put this back in the case so we don't damage it. All right, now let's put this down here. And we're going to remove these frets using heat. I should have turned that on earlier. So just turn to my soldering iron. And let's bag up these tuners and screws so I don't lose them. Right in here. There we go. And then all the 1,000 screws. Put these in the case also. There. Now hopefully I won't lose anything. Alrighty then. So soldering iron is getting up to temperature. But first, I'm going to take my sanding sponge here and just rough up these frets. And what that does is lets the solder stick to it. Because this is the best way that I have found. Fastest, easiest, most efficient way to remove frets. Here, I'm gonna get a clamp so I don't have to fight the neck moving around on me. So hold on, pause again. All right, I'm gonna use one of these here, Clemcia clamps, and just just so it doesn't want to walk around on me. All right, like that. There, and engaging clamping mechanism. There we go. So, how this works, and what I do, you guys have seen it before, but I'll show you again. Basically, just put on some solder on all the frets, like so. That. And you can do them one at a time if you like, but I like to have the solder out of my way. And just have this ready to go. You obviously have to be marginally careful with scorching wood, although rosewood is pretty tough stuff. You gotta work kind of hard to burn it, even with a soldering iron. And this would be the one time where I would approve of using lead-free solder, because you're not depending on this stuff to be a connection of any kind. You're just using it for heat. Heat transfer is the reason we use solder. And the idea is that it then shoots the heat directly down into the fret tang, which releases it much more faster. And here we'll go over on this end, because I like to start over here. Here you guys can zoom on in. Zoom. There we go. I'll try to make that look better in editing, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But here, this is how this works. Just get it all so it's nice and shiny looking. Like that. There we go. Looks like it's nice and ready. Going with our fret grabber. Work your way under and keep the heat going, and just kind of walk it across just like that. And look at that, comes right out with no chippage. The marks you're seeing is from the fret tangs when they went in, but most of those will go away. Alright, so I'm just going to continue this process like that. There we go. That's all there is to it. Alright, we're going to put on time-lapse mode, because this doesn't get much more exciting than this, and we know that this is not that exciting. I imagine people will be coming in soon, so probably have to go silent mode anyway. And again, I really appreciate everyone. Lost my spot. Appreciate everyone doing all the liking, subscribing, commenting, and we will do a sound check at the end of this whole thing, of course. Next part is going to be probably putting in the actual, come on, get in there. There it is. We'll actually install the wood next. I may saw out, yeah, I think I'll saw the fret slots first, just to make sure they're nice and clear. I haven't decided if I'm going to use, I think I'll use the Dremel also, just to, you'll see. I'm going to use the Dremel and the fret saw, clean out the slots, and then we're going to install the maple, and then we're going to level everything out. Assuming that this neck, once I get these frets out, doesn't look like it then wants to turn itself into a pretzel. And I might have to re-level the board a little bit. I've got a left-handed SG that I'm doing a full stainless refret that needed quite a bit of leveling of the actual fingerboard. I was doing the typical Gibson thing of bowing a lot more on the bass side than the treble side, and also was doing a little weird dip back thing in the 3rd fret area. But I digress. And I haven't gone into time lapse yet. It's a problem. Alright, get this one out of here, and we'll most likely see you guys at the end. So again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Time lapse. All right, so some time has passed. I got busy yesterday and I wanted to kind of finish up the whole video and not have it be a time lapse. So here we are. Some things have been done. We have fully installed the maple, I think, strips, and I polished the snot out of them, working up to, I think, 2000 grit sandpaper, and then putting on the buffer. As you can see, it came out nice and shiny. There is no finish on that. It is purely just polish. The guy didn't want finish done. I've done the super glue thing where you just basically wipe thick super glue all over it. I imagine epoxy could work or something nice and rugged, but I'm not going to do that. So yeah, next step is we are going to put it all back together. Strings and body, that's the important part down here. So I'm not going to do much without that. So let's move you guys back, and I apologize if things are repeated, or if things seem like they are out of order or whatever. Again, terrible cameraman. Anyway, let me grab the body parts and pause and unpause. I realized to you guys that wasn't anything, but if I didn't tell you, how would you know? All right, I'm going to put the neck back on here. I'm going to give it a quick sighting just to see if I like where the angle's looking now that the frets are not in there. So I might want to shim the pocket. Ugh, there's some stuffing things in there. All right, here I'll back you guys up a little bit so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So basically, I'm just gonna. Oh, I guess I have to put the neck on. Can I see it? Yeah, I guess I got enough. Yeah, I am definitely going to want to angle that neck back. So we're gonna need some shimmage in there, some shimmery. What do I want to use? Let's see. Usually a nice good chunk of sandpaper. You can't use sandpaper. Oh no. Yeah. So when you try this first, it's just some tough sandpaper. I know, all the contact lost. Base is going to explode. Everyone's going to point and laugh. That's probably okay. Yeah, I think we're all right in that situation. All right, we're going to need some prep my toolage here. We need some Bosch here in a second. Let's get these back in there without scratching the base too much. There we go. All right. I think this is going to work. We got. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There we are. That is not all the way in. Definitely what she said. All right. Let's crank them down fully. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, putting a thing here is not going to make the thing warp here. What causes that end lift is because this has shrunk and it's making a ski jump at the end of the board. The people that think that putting that little bit is going to change the shape of that chunk of maple are just foolish. You're just silly. I think that's looking good. Put a little tension on this, so let's do that now. Pretty much at neutral. And this thing is nasty. Why don't bass players wash their hands? I don't get it. Is it the Jocko thing? People used to say Jocko that would eat chicken before the shows because he liked how slimy it made his hands. I don't know if that's true or not. But that's a story I had heard from the old guys that I used to work with. Some Ernie Ball polish on there, the only good product that Ernie Ball makes. I used to exclude their bases from that statement, but the new ones are pretty bleh. I think after all these years you could make a neck that's not going to warp. You too, Fender. You're not out of this. Right. So again, I thank people for doing all the watching and subscribing, and if you feel like stopping into the shop, we are in Manchester, New Hampshire. The shop's name is The Music Techs. I know I don't mention that a lot, but I think we're going to start talking about the shop more and more. We certainly love to have people come in and bring us stuff to fix. We've definitely got our workflow more streamlined, so we are able to turn around work a lot faster. A lot of our complaints were the work is good, but it takes a long time to get things, and that was true. That was 100% true, and we are making many efforts to, someday soon I want to have, same day, almost like an as you wait type of thing on just basic, need a restring, need a quick setup, something like that. It's not great if people have to wait you know, a week, 2 weeks just for a simple setup. That's no bueno. So we're going to be trying to get our setups, or we will be doing our setups certainly under a week. We want to, at least right now, have a 2 or 3 day turnaround on just basic setup work. So if you guys are in the area, feel free to stop in. We'll evaluate things, as long as I'm here, for free. We also service all sorts of other musical instruments. Basically, whatever makes noise. If it makes noise and it doesn't, or it's not supposed to and it does, bring it in if it's a musical type of thing. We can do amps, guitars. Ooh, that screw is not happy. Amps, I can't talk. Amps, guitars, keyboards, PA, warranty repair, service through many of the manufacturers. I don't know the whole list, but we usually can facilitate warranty repairs on most products. And obviously guitar work. So yes, it's the shop again is The Music Techs in Manchester, New Hampshire. If you want to text or call, the number is 603-625-6110. And you can, again, call or text that number. It goes to like a cloud-based phone service, whatever, you know what I mean, right? Or come in, talk to Andy. He's our new front counter person who is amazing. He used to work over at John Mann's Guitar Vault. Now that the news is out that John's retiring, Andy came to work for us, and that we really like having him. If you guys, PRS people, know anything about PRSs, you know who John Mann is. If you don't, Google it. He was helped Paul with some design stuff and stayed with PRS for quite a while. He retired, and now the store that the shop is associated with, Manchester Music Mill, is I think the PRS dealer now. I believe that's how it's working. So I've seen a lot more PRSs in here, which is cool. I like PRS. All right, enough shameless self-promotion. I mean, I'm not done for good, but for this video, maybe for a little while anyway. Where'd my nut go? Had it right here somewhere. There it is. So this we can reuse. I'm going to cut it almost all the way down, then I'm going to shave the sides, but not too low. You don't want bass nut slots cut too, some people like them just barely have the strings in there. You don't want to do that with a bass, because it'll, especially with a Fender bass, your A string will pop out unless you wind it way down, and that's not good. No bueno. All right, I'm gonna go grab me some flat wound strings. I hope, did we grab those? I might have to run over to the store. Ready, set, pause. All right, so store's not open yet, and I'm gonna have to wait to go get some strings because we weren't thinking enough to get some strings for this here project and have them ready. So I'm gonna give you guys a nice look at my shiny fingerboard here. And again, thank everyone for watching, and I'm gonna time lapse the stringification, and then we'll see you guys at the sound check and play test. All right, I appreciate everyone watching. See you.